me get you caught up to speed on what's been going on in the universe. Last night, while eating catered Chipotle, an elite committee of analysts, Kansas City Royals, and people who don't believe that Wembanyama might be 7'7", bro.
I actually believe it.
7'7".
That's, oh my God. Really, what's the difference?
7'7"?
7'7". I'm just saying, like, he's too big for anybody to handle.
Fought and toiled and burned the midnight oil to deliver the best segment in all of sports. It's an honor and it's a privilege. Privilege?
You're struggling today, KW.
Tough one.
You want some of this?
Yeah. No, I don't want to. Honestly, I'm getting a contact high from your Monster Energy.
I would like you to do the
Fought and toiled and burned the midnight oil to deliver the best segment in all of sports television. It's an honor. It's a privilege. It's time now for Nick's Tears.
Thank you, as always, Kevin Wilds. You know, one of the most controversial parts of the tiers are the eliminations.
Oh, yeah.
And the committee stands by its eliminations. And sometimes, you know, you can't make people happy. Sometimes people think you eliminated a team too early. Sometimes people wonder, hey, you know, comments we were getting, why haven't you eliminated the Panthers yet? People were saying 3 weeks ago. The committee, once again, sparkling reputation in never eliminating a team too early or too late. No eliminations this week.
Wow.
So the same 4 teams that were eliminated 2 weeks ago are eliminated now. And once again, there was one team last week facing elimination. It was my Raiders. They won. They staved it off. This week, there is one team facing elimination. It is the Browns. The Cleveland Browns are facing elimination. It seems fair. They're a one-win team facing, I believe, another one-win team this week. They're the only ones facing elimination. I'm sorry, bro. Next row. Change is coming.
Brutal.
It's Baltimore and Cincy.
All-time low.
Change is coming.
It is very hard for me to believe either of these teams' coaching staffs can survive missing the playoffs.
Ooh.
I do not think that the Cincinnati Bengals can have 3 consecutive years. They'd be 3 straight years missing the playoffs. And Baltimore, if Lamar had been missed 10 weeks, then I think they could survive it. But if Lamar just misses these 2 games and comes back after the bye and they miss the playoffs, I don't think anybody's going to be like, well, Lamar missed time, therefore we get a pass on it. So I think both of these teams are going to miss the playoffs, and I think we're looking at changes, both these teams. And by the way, the Bengals thought they made their changes last year. They got Lou Anarumo out of the building. And now he's with the Colts, and the Colts are cooking.
Yep.
And by the way, I liked when they got him out of the building, because I'm like, oh, now the Chiefs won't have to deal with him in playoffs. Now all of a sudden the Chiefs don't have to deal with Lou Anarumo in the playoffs again. I don't like that one bit. Next. Probably just bad. Cowboys, Raiders, Cardinals, Texans. Probably just bad. Now, the reason I'm saying probably, not definitely, is the Cowboys' offense is awesome.
Yeah.
The Raiders, I don't know if you guys heard, massive upgrade in the offseason at coaching quarterback, and they drafted Ashton Ginty. It's supposed to make the difference. It's supposed to be good.
Is Ginty up to 4 yards a carry?
Okay, Ginty's been good.
I'm really asking.
Texans have a great defense, and the Cardinals had all these close, heartbreaking losses. Like, well, this a couple plays different. They're all probably just bad. Would be really cool if either of these teams goes on a real run. Which, by the way, they're 3 wins and 2 wins. Neither one of them's out of it. That would be really cool. I don't see it happening, but the Panthers have been a legit team at home and then just awful on the road. And the Giants, post the Dart, Scattaboo, Legion of Doom, whatever thing they're trying to do, it would be really fun to see those teams potentially go on a run and make some noise. I don't think it's going to happen, but it'd be cool. Probably not quite good enough. So every team, there are 14 teams above this row on the tiers. So these teams, as we sit here today, it would appear might be on the outside looking at the playoffs. 14 make it, obviously. For the Vikings, I actually think they might get worse at quarterback when McCarthy comes back in. So that's probably not quite good enough. The Niners, it's an injury thing. Yeah. And just now that there were 2 guys on their defense they could not afford to lose. They've lost them both now for the year. The Jags, they thought they were getting 2 players in Travis Hunter. Somehow, thus far, they haven't even gotten one full player in Travis Hunter.
Brew called that.
Yeah, and Coach called it for sure.
They need to
and Trevor hasn't been good enough. It's just, to be fair, I have not been as impressed by Washington as others. And I think the Bears, I think they're on the right trajectory, but probably not quite good enough. Just can't trust them. Falcons, Broncos, Chargers. These teams should make the playoffs. And the Falcons' secondary is excellent, and the weapons are great. I have a hard time trusting them, and I thought you saw evidence of that Monday night when they had the game won, and they almost threw a pick six to lose it for no reason whatsoever. The Broncos' offense is hard to watch, and the Chargers, Herbert is really good, but they just find themselves in these weird spots week in, week out against teams that you feel like they should be able to be in firm control of. Just hard teams to trust.
Mm-hmm.
Solid, serious teams. It's a compliment.
We'll take it.
Yeah. So like all four of these teams, pardon me, they either have something excellent about them, like the Colts offense, or they're just solid across the board. The Seahawks, the Patriots, the Steelers right now, the Steelers defense has gotten better after a really slow start. The offense has been solid. Drake May's been excellent. Almost everything about the Seahawks has been somewhere from good to really good, and the Colts offense has been unbelievable. Those all four should be playoff teams, and all four should set their sights a little bit higher than that. Red hot to ice cold. From the last undefeated to 2-game losing streaks. Both of them 4-0, flying high, to both of them like, hold on, do we have structural problems? The Eagles are champions at one time over. The Bills are champions 5 times over, September champions, but still the banner hangs.
Counts.
And so they're scary teams late, but for them to be that good to that dysfunctional is the wrong word, but in that much disarray is a little concerning. Really good with caveats. So the Lions' caveat is it's Wednesday afternoon. They're still whining about a call that everyone agrees was correct. They're just mad about why and how and when it was made, and now all of a sudden, the Brian Branch suspension. They're really good. That's the caveat. For the Packers, Brew, I'm sorry, I just don't think they've played an excellent 60-minute football game since the Thursday we got to Kansas City for week 2 against Washington.
I agree.
And for the Rams, the caveat to me is, as great as Stafford is, does the whole offense run through Puka, who's already hurt again? Is he the key to unlocking some of the explosiveness of it? And the other caveat with him is, I think Sean McVay actively hates his kicker. And that always worries me with a team that can win the Super Bowl. Everyone's rooting for you. Tampa Bay Bucks. If you are, other than your team that you root for, if you're like, hey, your team's not winning the Super Bowl, who do you want to win it? I bet the Bucks get more votes than anybody on that. It also helps that everyone is rooting for you to be atop everyone's power rankings, because they don't want to see this team on top of the power rankings, because they are once again inevitable. 3-0, Shmee-0, it doesn't matter. Everybody knows the scariest, best team in football. Vegas knows it. Sensible power rankings know it. Of course, the committee knows it. That is the latest edition, Coach, of the Tiers. Come on.
Not gonna like this.
Come on. You're going to like it, Coach.
I mean, there's things I don't like Kansas City on top, and I think that the fact that they lost to Jacksonville a week ago and had 13 penalties 2 weeks ago, like, I get it, you're excited about them, so we'll leave them on the Tiers. I'm not convinced that Baltimore is necessarily going to make a change at head coach if Lamar comes back. I think that changes things dramatically, and we see a totally.
Lamar going to play free safety for him?
Well, he's going to score enough points that maybe it won't matter he's playing free safety. So I don't have a conviction there, but where I'm going to dial in here is the Colts. I think you have them too low, and I wasn't sure what your titles were for the next set of tiers, but the Colts now, they're 5-1. The game that they lost.
Who's doing that?
The game they lost, the guy drops the ball after what should have been a 75-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
Then he comes back and he doubles down and he holds on a 54-yard touchdown run.
Yeah.
That's the difference in the one loss that they have. In terms of points, they're number 1 in points, they're number 4 in points allowed, and you've got a lot of teams above them, but but I don't think you're giving them the credit that they deserve. And I understand it's probably a Daniel Jones issue for you, and I get that, but collectively, they're better than where you currently have them.
Yeah, here's the thing. First of all, they did have one very unlucky loss. They also had a win that they won because of a leverage penalty called on a 60-yard field goal. So to me, though, they're a fair 5-1. One unlucky loss, one lucky win. But you are correct.
I mean,
that
the dude dropped the ball.
I understand, and they had
unlucky.
And the game was over. They had lost, and then they found out a Bronco had leaned on the center, and so they got to kick another field goal.
Rules matter in the NFL.
Well, yeah, one of the rules is you have to cross the goal line with the ball. It's a little on. But you are actually, at your core, correct, Coach. The reason they are where they are is because of Patrick, Baker, Jared, J-Lo, Stafford, Jalen, and Josh. Those are the 7 quarterbacks ahead of them. And I do just flatly trust all of those guys from somewhere from a little bit more in J-Lo's case to vastly more in Patrick and Baker and others' case than I do Daniel Jones. So I do need to see a little bit more. But I called him a solid, serious team.
Fair. Yeah,
it's pretty good.
A little bit better.
Solid,
5-1,
serious
best
team.
record in the league.
It's not. Well, hold on. I mean, I knew you were going to do that. What is this not?
Well, Coach, if you want the standings, just go to the local Holiday Inn. They have USA Today.
I totally appreciate that. I just thought it was a rich tapestry.
It is.
We had to look at everything.
We do look at everything, but don't just spit at me 5-1. It's not the standings. It's not the standings. Go to the USA Today.
Nick,
That's why I'm on the committee.
no matter how wrong the actual rankings are, you always nail it with the titles.
That's Marshall.
Is that Marshall?
That's
Marshall.
Marshall's great.
And the change is coming is great. But the change that's coming is I want the Ravens way up. 5 levels.
5 levels.
I like it, bro.
I want them 5 levels up, Coach, next to the Steelers.
Wow.
Because Lamar Jackson, get the sandwiches out. Get the sandwiches out. The Ravens are back, baby. And I'm not talking Super Bowl yet.
No kidding.
Lamar's about to come back. The offense with Lamar was only averaging 32.7 points a game.
Yeah.
All right? The defense now. Coach, did you watch that game last week? Against the high-powered Rams? I thought Matthew Stafford, Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams, Kyron Williams were gonna go in there and score at least 30 points.
I don't think they did.
They had 17, Coach, and one of those touchdowns was because Zay Flowers fumbled on the Ravens' 21-yard line. So take that away, maybe they scored 10 points. They only had 3, the Rams, in the first half. The Rams had a season low in total yards, a season low in passing yards, and 2 yards away from a season low in rush yards. My point being, the defense is showing improvement. That was the Rams. That wasn't the Panthers
everybody's
or somebody.
All-American.
So I'm just saying, I'm not saying they're going to be a top 10 defense yet. But if they show their decent improvement and growth, we know the offense is about to cook. They are coming back.
True.
He grades all those other teams up top higher because of their quarterback, but the Ravens is
Exactly. You got one of the best quarterbacks. Thank you, Coach.
Lamar Jackson, that doesn't
Thank
matter.
you, Coach.
Okay, well,
and it's not the
Fire the
standings,
head coach.
so
Hold
it
on.
can't be the
Doesn't
record.
And AFC champion Joe Burrow is alongside him because he also
He's
is
hurt.
injured. Yeah,
He's
so is
hurt.
Lamar.
But
For the
Lamar
record,
will be
Lamar's
back.
So is
back.
Lamar. Lamar has not come back yet, first of all. Second of all, the Ravens have been a terrible team. We're 6
Not
games
offensively.
in.
When Lamar was
Somehow they only have 1 win.
they had a tough schedule. You know that.
They lost them all.
The Chiefs, the
Bills,
and the Lions.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. That's a murderer's row.
No tomato cans.
No tomato cans at all.
Listen,
Thank
hey,
you, Coach.
I like that you're not ready to say the Ravens defense is going to be top 10, considering right now they're 32nd.
We saw this last
A
year.
lot of room for growth.
Last year they
were
went from
1-5.
terrible.
Yeah, last year I think they were 5-2.
They're warming up.
Okay. All right.
You know, look, they got to beat the Bears. If
True.
they lose to the Bears.
True, but the problem
we
is,
got
and
problems.
then after they beat, every game is a must-win. After they beat the Bears, they then got to win the next
They
game.
know
They
it.
again got to
That's
win
what
the
I
next
like
one.
about it. In that building, they know.
Brew wanted them on the solid, serious teams.
I thought, Coach, it
With the
wasn't the
Colts.
standings.
It's not.
I thought it
but
wasn't
they're
the
not
standings.
a solid, serious team.
I'm really They lost
All
to
he's
the
talking about is
Lions, the Eagles,
wins,
the
losses.
Lions,
That's all
the
he's talking
Chiefs,
about.
The Bills.
and the Bills.
And the Texans and
Come
the Rams.
on, yeah. Without Lamar, take Lamar
Yeah,
away.
I'm
and
gonna
of
run out and get
course.
the USA Today.
What is he-
Coach and I make
Go
a good
ahead.
team. Thank you, Coach.
I've coined a lot of phrases on this show. They've taken off. Some literally. Houston, we have a problem. I hear it all the time now when there's problems.
A good one.
This is the classic one. DWC. Defense wins championships. Trademark. I saw the Texans' defensive numbers, and they're not just really good. They are historically good. And it stopped me in my tracks. So you know what? If your defense is historically good, and I believe in CJ to come around, I think the Texans should move up. So here's this defense, Coach, and Nick and the committee. 12 points a game. It's the third best by any team in the last 35 years.
That's an incredible number.
It's, yeah. 35 years.
Yeah, I am just less moved by that in the last 35 years part.
Why?
Because I don't think it will stay there. Like those,
Yeah.
we're
But sure,
comparing
but
it to
my
teams who did
goodness.
it over the course of a full season. But go ahead, it's
So
impressive.
CJ Stroud, I think D'Amico Ryan can be like, hey man, you've had a bit of a rough go. Can you get us 12.3 points a game? We'll go undefeated. First 15 quarters in the last 5. Josh, is there anything interesting that happened in the last 5 besides beating up on the Ravens?
Something that turned the tide?
Yeah, we need something that turned the tide. I gotta figure it out what happened.
it's just the fourth. They were up 6-0 against the Titans, and then had a good fourth quarter.
Titans that
and then
turned
they
the
played,
tide. Trademark again. Titan that turned the tide. For real, I don't think anyone thinks that CJ is a below average quarterback, right? That's not a hot take.
No.
So, and he's played like a
That
below
is
average
it.
quarterback.
Right.
a heck of
I
a
also don't
change.
think they think he's a 145 passer.
Well, that's what
rating.
happens when you play against the Ravens defense, which is getting better.
Yes,
A lot
thank
of
you.
improvement.
Finally, off the bye now, they got to go play the Seahawks. And the Seahawks are very strong. At the same time, Bake Show is having an MVP season, but Bake Show was able to cook up the Seahawks. The Prince was able to cook up the Seahawks.
I'd love to give the Prince a lot of credit. They scored 12 points.
That was odd, don't get me wrong. It's more of the yardage.
Yeah, the yards and the touchdown interception.
But I'd be happy if CJ can put up like a nice 250.
12 points, but you said he needs, sadly, 12 won't get it done.
He needs 12.3.
12.3.
12.3 you win it. So
here's-
I
that's
believe
great.
it. When
Are you done?
Yeah, I'm not. No, I'm not now. Now I'm a filibuster. In all seriousness, one of the fun things that we do on the show is like, are you good at anything?
Yeah, they're great
And
at
if the
defense.
Texans are like, all right, well, we have a historically good defense, it gives you something to hang your hat on.
I agree
and
with
move
that.
up.
I agree with that.
Thanks.
I apologize for the "are you done?" except I don't, because I'm very mad at you.
What do I do now? Oh, Kevin, you
No, let
said
me-
some tweets about Jalen Hurts.
No.
You got to talk about Jalen Hurts.
No, it's not. That's not it at all.
Oh.
This is not about the Eagles. This is about your ego
What?
wrecking some of the fundamentals of the show.
I have the best,
Brew,
lowest ego
Brew.
in the show.
Oh.
Gianna's got a bigger ego than me.
That may or
Put it
may
in the
not be true,
comments.
but I tell you right now, the man to your left has the lowest ego on the show. You and I can compete for second.
Brew just
but
said
that's-
he could beat Joe Mazzulla in the Celtics.
that-
I
hold
think
on.
we scored more than 4 points.
Can we get to the point? Sorry. Brew. How are tiers, and the mountain for that matter, supposed to work? What's the workflow on it?
Once we see the whatever it is, the mountain or the tiers,
Yeah.
then we make our comment who should rise up, who should come
fall.
down.
Yeah.
And it's one thing when you, for the last 3 weeks, have disrespected the mountain by saying you're going to do Drake May before you see where he is on the mountain.
I just assume that he's
At
gonna be too
least
low.
there you are just disrespecting me. But there's a full committee that sometimes flies in, sometimes via Zoom, that puts a lot of work in to tiers.
Oh, do they?
And hold on a second, please. And we were all saddened when we saw this morning, before the tiers had been shared with anyone, that you had decided you were going to do this Texans bit. And there are members of the committee you guys know about, like Marshall,
Yeah.
Who's the guy who does the titles. You guys have heard me talk about Walter, our archivist, who makes sure things like we've never had to uneliminate anyone.
The
He
smart
checks those
toaster
things.
guy.
Right, exactly. We also have, cast from all outs. We have a couple tough guys on the committee. My buddy Vin doesn't take kindly to how you've been disrespecting the tiers.
Okay, enough with the baseball.
I'm just the pass watch official committee member.
Come in with the stuff from your work all the time.
I had to listen to you all season
Oh, geez.
while I'm busy. Talk about how tickets are cheap in Kansas City.
It's a good deal for quality products.
We just like having a lot of people at the stadium. It's a big stadium. And I let that slide because I was busy. However,
I know.
the past few weeks have been ridiculous. The work that I do on the committee,
Exactly.
and you're going to disrespect that?
Pasquatch, what time is the meeting at?
Dusty,
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.